The Fashion Week. The Fashion.
Yes, welcome back to the Fashion Week podcast. This is season 8, episode 69. I almost forgot. Thank you for that, Lucas. Of course, this is the podcast where we talk about fashion, why and how it makes us weak in our knees, and it is the world's #1 fashion pod, man.
According to my mother.
That's right. Okay, Lucas, today, obviously, I think if you're watching this on YouTube, it's going to be a bit of a different setting. You already know what's up. We have
You already know
know what's up. We have a Zoom with our guest today. Our guest is a special man.
Super special, man.
Which we'll get into later. Okay, we'll reveal who he is later. But I just want, how was your week, man, Lucas?
Okay, busy. Lucas now no longer copywriter for hire. Copywriter hired, baby!
Hey! Yeah, congratulations. You started work already. This was your first week at your new job.
How do people do this, man? Every single day?
What? Go to work?
No, it's worth noting, right? It's because I'm fully working from home, right? I don't know how people do this, like straight working from home. Like, it's my first time working from home since the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
And I did a client presentation in my boxers, bro. Like, it's like one of those things like, I asked, do we need on camera? No. Then I'm like, recline in my boxers. Like, okay, so present a thing.
But that's life these days, man. You know, you gotta make the best of it.
My first time, bro. Like, so I haven't been employed since the pandemic started.
That is true. That's a lot of privilege coming out of Lucas right now, you fucker. But dude, on the fashion end of things, we actually got to attend Adidas's Y3 launch at Atmos.
Don't say we, only you.
Yes,
so, only you.
I went to check out the new collection at KLCC, at Atmos KLCC. Pretty cool. If you're into Y3, then you know that's your thing.
If you like to wear black, you know, and look miserable a bit.
Long tees. If that's your thing, then you know Y3 is your.
Why not?
Is your shit. Right? Yeah. So go to Atmos KLCC and go check out the full collection there.
Nice.
And it's a bit of a plug for them, you know?
We might have a little bit of a giveaway, maybe.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. We're thinking about this. We might give away some Y3s. So we'll see.
Maybe. You know, if you're good boys and girls.
No promises just yet. But shall we get into our guests, my friend?
Yeah.
All right. This is the Fashion Week podcast, and today a very special guest hangs out with us on the show. All right. We have, oh my God, to say that we're fans of this guy is an understatement.
Super understatement.
He is an actor. You would have seen him on Wu Assassins on Netflix. He plays young Tommy. He's also a TikTok comedian, YouTube pioneer.
Yep.
He also hosts his own podcast called The Peter Chao Show. Let's give it up for Peter Chao, man. Yes.
Clearly no expense spared for the studio audience for Peter Chao.
All the way from Vancouver, BC. My God, it's crazy that we have you here on our show. It's nuts.
Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate both of you having me on the show. I do podcasts. As you mentioned, I have my own podcast.
Yeah.
I think it's just because I like to listen to myself talk. I like my own voice.
That's why we're in it too.
Okay. Peter, we'll kick things off really quickly. Okay, you know this is a fashion podcast, so we need to talk fashion a little bit before we get into what you do and all that good stuff. So we'll kick it off with a swag check. The swag check is where you tell us, Peter, what you're rocking today from head to toe.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So for the people who are not watching this on YouTube, first things first, you should be watching this on YouTube. You got a beanie on. Let's start with the top. All right.
Okay, the top is from Urban Outfitters.
Nice.
It is. I'm a very, very modest person, by the way. I wouldn't even be known, for fashion. I don't think, very interestingly enough. But yeah, top got the beanie. I guess the most expensive thing that I have on is probably my specs.
Yep.
Because I feel like glasses, that's a part of my body.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is like that's a part of an attire, whether it's sunglasses, whether it's regular glasses. So these ones are Tom Ford. Sorry, not Tom Ford, actually. Tom York? Is it Tom York? No.
Tom York is from Radiohead, man. He's the lead singer of Radiohead.
You're correct. It's Tom Ford and it's very expensive.
Let me check. Man, I can't. I think it's Tom. Yeah, it is Tom Ford.
Yeah, Tom Ford. Okay.
Take off your glasses. You can't see the name. I'm the same, man. Don't worry.
And then this, I don't even. What do you call this, guys? How do you
like a crew neck sweatshirt? Like a crew neck sweatshirt. Yeah.
Okay.
A pullover
sweatshirt here. I gotta move away here.
Yep.
This is from a Korean shop.
Right. Okay.
What does it say on the
Say
back?
Stockholm syndrome.
You can touch, go
Stockholm
design.
syndrome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stockholm
So
syndrome.
that's where I got that. I think the address is on the back.
It's
Hold on.
crazy. Okay, you can. It's in Seoul.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So
yeah,
There you go. I got it in Korea, so I know it's authentic.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, check it out.
And then pants. I like flowy pants.
Flowy
Okay.
pants. Those are very tight.
Like flowy. Like
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know where they're from. I don't know where I got them. And then I
All right.
got some Fila socks.
Nice.
I think I got those from Costco. So,
So I watch you a lot on Instagram, right? And I guess, since we've been in this pandemic, you wear a lot of hoodies and you wear a lot of of course you live in the Pacific Northwest. It's cold out there,
cold.
right?
so cold.
Yeah.
It's so cold. It's never not cold.
Is it cold now?
It's actually about 16 degrees, I believe, either Celsius or Fahrenheit.
Oh no, we do Celsius. Yeah.
Yeah. No freedom units for us.
Celsius, okay. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not overly cold, but it's on the cusp of spring and summer.
Right.
Right now. So I mean, it's pretty good. I went kayaking probably about 2 weeks ago, but now it's raining again. So now it's cloudy and not so nice. But yeah, it's beanie weather currently still.
Right.
We're probably about 2 weeks away from getting rid of the beanie.
Yeah.
And then also my hair is really long. So
Yep.
that's that. I'm getting a haircut on Sunday. So I'm very excited.
16 degrees, not cold. 16 degrees colder than my aircon.
16. Yeah.
It's fucking cold.
Well, we live out here.
Yeah, it is.
In Malaysia, it's how it is. It's
Yeah.
super hot and humid. So
All day, every day.
yeah.
I've never had the pleasure of visiting Malaysia, but is it hotter than Singapore or is it not as?
It's the same. It's the same.
same.
But Malaysia and Singapore, we are rivals, right? So we'll say, yeah, it's hotter. It's always hotter.
Okay.
Everything is
It's
more
always
than
hotter.
Singapore.
Yeah.
So wait, is it a better thing that you're hotter or is it
No.
not?
No, we just make it a better thing.
Yeah. We just need to be better than Singapore and everything.
Food's
right?
better. We're hotter, definitely.
But like, how would you describe your style, man? I mean, you said earlier that you're not really a fashion guy.
Not really a fashion guy. I used to be a little bit. I used to be, in the Peter Chao days, I certainly wore, I would say things that were appropriate for the brand and appropriate for the character. So just a lot of G-Star Raw.
Wow.
And Hardy.
Yeah.
A lot of Affliction.
Right.
a lot of
So in
Ed
other
Hardy.
words, douchebag clothing.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it was very reflective because Peter Chao, the character,
Yeah.
very
douchey,
douchebag,
right?
King
Yeah.
of douchebags.
Yeah.
But I wanted to also make the character cool, or want to be cool,
Yep.
or because a lot of Asian people or Asian men, especially when I was growing up, they were almost kind of represented in kind of like an asexual way, like nerdy, not
Yep.
cool, losery. So I wanted to elevate Peter Chao. So fashion was a part of that, and then Gucci glasses, Louis Vuitton glasses. Actually, the other day I found the Louis Vuitton glasses that I used
Yeah.
for the majority of my early Peter Chao shoots, and I was so happy. I thought that I'd lost them, and I found them, and I was like, wow, they're still kicking.
Gotta put them in a display box, man.
I know. That's a mantelpiece right there, for
I know.
Yeah.
They were the big ones too. Like
Yeah.
the big aviators.
Yeah.
like the early 2000s swag,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But to answer your question, I'm more of like a wannabe hype beast, a lot of streetwear,
Yeah.
a lot of comfy clothing, very
Right.
loose.
Yep.
Nothing too constricting. For a little bit I was wearing, obviously, because skinny jeans were in. So I had a lot of the skinny jeans with the holes in them.
Yeah.
But now I'm opting for comfort,
Right.
which is something
So-
that I can bend.
Chinos and pants and big boy pants.
Chinos. Like what would you call this actually?
Yeah, I think they look,
Chinos?
they look like chinos.
Chinos?
Yeah, look like chinos.
Stretchy chinos.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you shop at Uniqlo at all? Is that a
Is that
place?
thing there?
Yeah, is that a thing there?
I only shop in Uniqlo when I'm overseas. When I'm in Asia.
Ah.
I feel like Uniqlo in I haven't been to the US, but Uniqlo in Canada, not so hot. You know, it's not good. I feel like a lot of the good stuff is overseas. So
Right.
I shop. I have to say, I do the majority of my shopping when I travel, but because in the last year travel has been limited. So I don't think I've gone shopping for about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
wish.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wish.
Would you say you're a sneaker guy at all? Like, footwear? Are you really into, like Lucas right here with his wall in the background?
Absolutely not. I have probably one pair
Okay.
of shoes.
Right.
Functional. See, the guy's functional, man.
Very practical. Yeah, very
Minimalist
practical.
I'm a very
vibes.
practical guy. I think I'm more practical than people think I am because I always make the outfit work.
Yeah.
But it's not something like I don't have any Jordans. I had a pair of Louis Vuitton, sort of leather shoes, but those are old. I'm rocking the Reeboks right now. I have a couple of NMDs, which, they're out. I just use them for gym shoes, hikes.
Yeah.
Ultra Boost, not in. I don't have any nice shoes. I mean, what's the wall there? Like what's probably the most? Oh, actually, no, I have Yeezys.
All right.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Oh, you
There you go. One pair.
Some
One
hype
pair of
swag.
shoes.
Yeah. But yeah, Lucas, what would you say is the most expensive pair here?
Everyone asks me this question all the time. I rate sneakers not on how much they cost me. It's like all of these sneakers have a story behind them. So I always say that my favorite pair and the one that means most is the first pair my girlfriend bought me. So yeah, it's things like that. I mean, if it's expensive,
That's very heartwarming.
right?
Is
It's
what
like
it
you
is.
have a wall of memories, not a wall of money. You know what I mean?
Gay.
You can't say that, Arnold. I thought you were a radio
I'm
host.
kidding.
Hey, what's more interesting to me about your background is
Yeah.
the plant
Yep.
over Arnold's right shoulder.
right.
That's what's appealing to me.
Oh, yeah?
Obviously, that's a great back. I'm a big plant guy.
Are you?
I'll show
Oh,
you the plants.
damn.
I got hanging plants.
We-
Very good in terms of the transference of oxygen. Really gets my brain flowing nicely.
We were forced to do it in the pandemic. During the pandemic when everyone's locked down, everyone got into something, and it just so happened that so many people got into houseplants. Like all the plants in this house are actually owned by my girlfriend.
Yeah.
So she's a
that right?
crazy plant lady.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
and
is.
that's our most successful. It grew from really short. Now it's like
Yeah.
with cuttings everywhere. We have like soil everywhere. I'm like, okay,
This place is starting to look like a jungle. Yeah,
Right?
It's crazy. So
You know what's interesting about plants is that it's the gift that keeps on giving because you can
Yep.
continue to propagate.
Yep.
You have the the monsteras,
Yeah.
the
Yep.
pathos.
Yep.
You're not Lucas.
We
you're
got
talking
huge
my
pathos.
language
Yeah.
right. So we got propagation going
Yep.
on all over the place.
We're gonna invite you back onto our plant podcast.
Yeah, we need to start one.
I wish we were kidding. We actually had a plant podcast in mind with one of our good friends. So
Yeah.
Is that right?
yeah, we'll hit
Talking
you up.
about plants.
Oh, see, my girlfriend came out from the bedroom because she heard the word plants. Plants, okay?
Just now?
Yeah.
Just right now,
She
yeah,
was like,
she's
plants?
walking around, right? Okay, but back to sneakers really quickly, since we're already on that. We digress,
Yep.
gentlemen. Okay, so what would you say?
Oh, hold on.
yeah.
Let me cut you off.
Yeah.
Crocs. I like Crocs.
Okay.
I'm
I'm out, guys.
And yeah, I think Crocs, obviously, did you know, if you had spent or if you had invested, obviously people had invested, during the pandemic as well.
Yep.
If you invested $1,000 USD last year,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be worth 10,000 Crocs. So I feel it's coming up. It's
Wow.
coming up, the stocks for Crocs. And then you got the
Stocks
little
for Crocs.
Yeah.
Exactly. Stock Crocs.
The
Croc
little
top.
pins, right?
The little pins and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
really good.
So you're all about comfort then. Yeah. It's
Oh god.
no judgment
Guys,
here. Yeah.
Slight
I love
judgment.
comfort.
Slight
A
judgment.
little bit of judgment.
Little bit.
I feel bad because obviously, this is a fashion oriented podcast, but
Yeah.
here I am. Actually, I look pretty good.
No, you're good. You're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, comfortable.
That salmon
Comfortable,
pink.
that's all it
Yeah, the pastel colors
Yeah.
work well.
Pink makes the girls wink.
Yeah.
is.
And
There you go. I don't like hot pink though.
No,
Not a big
no.
hot pink guy.
yeah.
That's too pink. That's not pink. That's pink.
That's a mean girl
Right.
shit. Yeah. So, okay. But what's the most you spend on a pair of shoes? Would you say? Like,
I think the most I spent on a pair of shoes was the Louis back in the day, $625.
God damn.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
yeah.
Yeah. And then that's definitely my most expensive pair.
Mm-hmm.
During a time in which I was the most irresponsible with my money, I would say, with my finances, because during the Peter Chao period, I had a very bad addiction to gambling. So I
Right.
would go to the casino, double down, monkey, get a 21 blackjack, and I would just spend all my earnings
Yep.
Yeah.
on Louis Vuitton glasses, Louis Vuitton sneakers.
Yep.
And that was the time in which, bad with money. And then that's where it all went, fashion.
Right.
And now I'm a little bit more responsible, so I don't
Yep.
spend money on anything. So
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy.
From one
boring,
typical Asian stereotype to another typical Asian stereotype.
I love it. I love it.
There's
right?
no in between. You know,
Yeah.
you go from one to the
Yeah,
other.
man.
That's it.
I know. I mean, like gambling is the biggest Chinese vice,
Right?
That's hands down. You know what I mean?
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never touched drugs. I mean,
Yep.
I smoked weed for the very first time a couple of months ago with my girl.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's absolutely, my wife is very, very tolerant, and in terms of weed. Not that it's a hard drug, but I can't do it.
Mm.
And it just, but gambling. Oh boy, back in the day,
Yeah.
Yep.
double down, man. Blackjack.
Tell
I'm
me
telling
about
you,
it. Tell me about it.
it's
Like, would
a
you-
big wad of cash?
Would you
I
be
like
at the casinos or like illegal joints around Chinatown? I don't know.
Hey.
No, I mean I didn't go to illegal joints. I went to the actual casino,
All
so
right.
I
Yeah.
followed the rules there.
Yeah.
Probably because there was good food,
Right.
and
Free good
you would
food.
spend free good food.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because if I'm sure if both of you have been to the casino before, the longer you spend, the longer they want you to spend. there.
Yeah.
So then they'll give you free meal tickets,
Yep.
and meal vouchers. Go get your food, but come back and continue gambling.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into getting to know you a little bit. I
Yeah.
guess since here, I mean, in Malaysia, you only have two fans, which
It's just both of us.
Lucas and I.
Is any of your fans gonna listen to this? Like, who's
Just
this
6
guy?
of them.
No, but for real though, I've got a bit of a so I actually only noticed you, or I got caught wind of you on Netflix after I watched Wu Assassins, right? To be honest, yeah. So I never knew that you used to do YouTube stuff before. So before doing this episode with you, I was talking to my girlfriend. And I told her, "Oh, I'm going to be interviewing Peter Chao." And she's like, "What? Peter Chao from YouTube?"
Yeah.
She got all excited because
Yeah.
like she used to follow all your content from before and on Instagram, and yeah. So I've got like a little group chat with a bunch of friends as well, and
Yep.
where we send pictures of hot girls. But there will be pictures of hot girl, and then Peter Chao video, and then hot girl, Peter Chao video. Yeah. So you do have fans in Malaysia.
That sounds like the 2010s, 15s. That sounds very on brand with that time period.
You mean you weren't listening to the Chow Zai times?
Yeah, I never really knew about. I mean, I'm so embarrassed to say it right now, but yeah. but it's crazy. It's crazy. So this kind of feels like a press junket. Like I work in radio, and I've done a lot of press junkets in my life. And
If this is a press junket, it's the worst press junket.
I know. But coming
We
in,
literally talked about, what did we talk about? We talked about so far plants.
Plants,
That's the worst press
weed,
junket ever.
gambling, Crocs,
some shoes. But yeah, I was coming in this morning. I felt like the same nerves that I felt going into a press junket room with like Chris Pratt or Charlize Theron.
Wow.
But
I'm on that level for you.
you're on that level, man.
I-
And we're not even sucking a dick because you're on our podcast, man.
I appreciate it. You're too far to do that. As
Yeah,
well.
fair enough.
I mean,
We are
if were
socially
closer in
distanced.
the same room.
But,
And then Lucas's girlfriend would definitely come out.
Yeah, I know, right?
for that.
She's tending to the plants now, the cuttings.
You'd be like, I'd watch that. But dude, so let's get into how you started, man, as Peter Chao. So of course, I mean, if you look up Peter Chao on IMDb, your birth name comes up first, which is
Yes.
is it Davin or Davin?
You see, exactly. That's why I changed it. Nobody ever gets it right. No, my real name is Davin.
Davin,
And then my last name is Tong. But the reason why I chose Peter Chao, well, actually, there is no reason. I just took one of my friend's first names, and then Chao just kind of rang off. So it's like Peter Chao. It just really,
Right.
You can't say one without the other.
Yeah.
Know, with those people with names that you can't say. It's like Cher, or it's just one name, Peter Chao. That
It's
is
like a one singular like syllable.
exactly.
All right.
Nobody would ever, like, even when they saw me and they wanted to come take a picture, they would never say, "Hey, Peter." It's always Peter Chao. It's always just one.
Yeah.
Now I forget your questions.
No, yeah.
Oh yeah, my name.
Yeah.
So the reason why I changed it back to Davin was because I'm sort of moving on from the Peter Chao character.
Yeah.
So I decided to want to be acknowledged for my birth name, which is Tong. And it's something that I guess in a way I didn't want to be credited as a character that I'm not anymore, or that I don't spend time being as much. So for all future film projects, even Wu Assassins, it credited me as Peter Chao. And I was like, at that time, I was starting to get more into acting, more serious into it. So I want all upcoming projects to have my real authentic name.
Right. So, which is Davin Tong, right?
Davin Tong, but nobody gets it right. So people always say Davin, or they'll get lazy when they look at the name. They only read Davi, and so they assume that it's David, or it's a typo.
Yeah,
because it's not a complicated name. It's not like Devinder or Rajesh or. It's not something that requires a lot of effort to look at. It's 5 letters, guys.
Yeah,
nobody gets it right.
Right.
So Peter Chao just. Nobody's gonna fuck that up.
Yeah, that's true. So like, it's good that you brought up Wu Assassins. So Lucas and I have talked about Wu Assassins a lot on this podcast,
considerably,
and.
Really?
I mean, no offense, but we've shat on it a lot. I mean,
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So I watched it. I was telling Lucas, and this was like a couple of years ago, right? When we first.
Couple of years ago, it was like last year, dude.
No, Wu Assassins came out what? A couple of years ago. Like
last year,
2019 lah.
2019.
2019,
really?
dude. Yeah, that's when we first started this fucking podcast. So anyway, so so I would watch it, and I told him it's bad, but I
gotta
would
finish it.
continue to watch it. You know,
Yeah.
just like what is wrong? Like there's something about it that must be good.
I know you're watching it for Tommy's sister, right?
Oh, come on, she's cute though. She's cute. Yeah, she was cute.
There we go.
But yeah, how was that? Would you say that was kind of a big break for you, being on Wu Assassins?
See, I don't really believe in big breaks, because after that, you're still in the shitter. I think the thing is with acting, and that's what I like to share now on Instagram, is I like to share the struggles of being an actor, because there's an over amount of obsession with regards to perfection on Instagram. Whether it doesn't matter what profession you are, everybody only shows the end result to something. And I've gotten to the point where I really want to share my struggles as an actor. So I didn't really consider Wu Assassins a big break or what have you. I would consider it an amazing opportunity, because it was the first, whatever your thoughts are on the show itself, it is the very first Asian American centric television show that is funded by an American company and funded by a Netflix of sorts, which is actually it is on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. So it was wonderful to be a part of a project. I didn't really give a shit what it was about. I just knew that it had amazing action. Obviously there are parts of the story which, minus the spiritual element, would be a lot more, relatable.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have enjoyed it a lot more. But I wasn't a part of any of that. I was young Tommy. I liked playing like a character that was going to become a drug addict. I just it's the pre-addict phase. So that was nice to kind of get a little bit of that energy. I thought, that would later become the Lawrence character, who plays the older version.
Yeah, I listened to one of your episodes, and you had on Trevor and Josephine, I believe her name was.
Yes, Trevor and Josephine, my sister and my brother.
Yeah, and you guys were talking about how you're in your 30s and you played a 17-year-old boy, right? Young Tommy was 17 in the show.
Yes. Yeah. 17 or 18. I don't think it was specified, but in the scripted, I believe it did say 17 to 18.
Youthful.
So me and Lawrence and I, Lawrence, who plays the older version, we're only about a year apart.
That's
crazy.
That's that good Asian genes right there.
Great Asian genes.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. The beauty about acting and the beauty about auditions is a lot of it is completely out of your control. I probably did the exact same thing, not to discredit myself. I'm sure I did okay, okay enough that they, felt the trust to provide or give me this role or offer me this role. But I think a lot of it was because I looked like Lawrence, who was already cast.
Yeah.
So if you have a physical resemblance to someone, they're going to go with the actor that has that physical resemblance.
Yeah.
And I happen to look like Lawrence. So a lot of this industry is predicated on luck. Yes, it's talent, but a lot of things come down to what you look like physically.
Yeah.
And in this situation, I look like Lawrence, and so I got the part.
Yeah, so why I really like listening to your podcast is because you give you talk a lot about the trials and tribulations of being an actor, being a working actor right now, and you really you have on guests who are your fellow struggling actors, I guess, maybe not struggling but working
Most
actors.
of them aren't. I'm the struggling one.
But yeah, it takes us into that world, right, to see how hard it is actually, right?
Everyone likes to look at a behind the scenes story,
Yeah.
like it's stuff that we cannot see on screen, It's nice
Right.
to hear the stories from behind the camera.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I love telling those stories because I want them to know how difficult it is and how
Yep.
unforgiving an industry it is. It's 100% rejection. You have to be good with it too. You have to be okay with rejection. You have
Yep.
to be. It's like almost kind of like I'm not sure if you've ever watched the documentary called "You Cannot Kill David Arquette," but David Arquette is a big actor from the Scream trilogy.
Yep.
He played Dewey, Officer Dewey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Scream 1, 2, and 3, and 4, I believe. I'm not sure if he was in that one. But for the last 10 years, his career has gone completely downhill after being one of the biggest stars in the 90s. And he said something to the effect, I have auditioned for the last 10 years without booking anything or being offered any role for a significant part. That's like going out for thousands and thousands of job interviews and never getting the job. And that's
Right.
what acting is.
yeah.
People think it's like, oh, great. You get offered a part, you get to be a part of the experience, but a lot of it is rejection. A lot of it, fucks with your head.
Yeah.
And I wanted to take people into that world because it's a big part of what we do is getting rejected.
No, fair enough, man. And what would you say are some of the big movies that you could have been in, or you would have liked to you auditioned for, but you didn't get?
I auditioned for Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yep.
Yep.
It's Simu Liu.
I guess I can talk about it now with Simu Liu.
Yeah.
I auditioned for Kim's Convenience. I think Simu Liu just beat me for everything. So I auditioned for Kim's Convenience. I think for Simu's part, or maybe someone else's part. Anyway, it was a very significant role. I got the call back. I met the casting director, and I was so desperate. I think that's one of those things. It's like I was at the cusp where I really wanted something. Again, Kim's Convenience, and then for Shang-Chi, it was interesting with these Marvel movies. I had the honor of auditioning for one of these roles, but the interesting thing about auditioning for such a big movie is that you're not actually auditioning with the script from the movie. They give you existing sides in the movie industry is excerpts from a script.
Okay.
They give you excerpts from a script of an existing movie.
Right.
So for mine, they gave me Good Will Hunting.
Wow.
It was the Matt Damon character.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was the breakup scene where he tells Minnie Driver that he's going to Los Angeles.
Yep.
He's leaving her. And that's the scene I auditioned with for Shang-Chi.
Right.
So-
For Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I heard you talking about this on one of your episodes, and you were not very happy about it.
I'm not happy because that's not the character. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not. What do you? I mean, I guess again, it's one of those processes where you take a look at the person physically, you take a look at the person from an energy standpoint. But yeah, I love the process overall. I would say.
Yeah.
I miss it. I miss auditioning in person, and I miss getting the opportunity to meet people in person because I think that that's a big crucial aspect of getting the role is when you get the opportunity to meet the people who are making the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
If they see you in the room, if they have the opportunity to shake your hand, if they have the opportunity to talk to you and sense a little bit of your energy,
Yeah.
that's what, they always say people who hire you to be a part of a show, they hire you obviously because you're a good actor and you're going to be good on the show, but they want to hire someone that they would have a good time with at the after party. So if you're like a dick, and you're very problematic and unpleasant, they're not going to hire you no matter how good you are.
They want to hire someone they can hang out with, right?
You got to pass the vibe check.
The vibe check.
Yeah, it's true.
A bunch of Gen Zs out there, man.
In the last 12 months, I would say, I haven't had the opportunity to do that because all of my auditions have been via self-tape. So I put everything on tape. I've learned to edit, so that's good. You edit together, you send it in, and they look at it through the lens of how I look at you right now, which is through Zoom. So it's not a good barometer check on the person.
Yep.
Especially not if you want to get hired for a job. It's not as ideal.
Yep.
I would
Yeah.
say.
I agree.
Right. Well, yeah. You were born in Hong Kong, and I really like the videos of you and your mom, especially when you get your mom involved. And then
I wasn't born in Hong Kong, actually.
oh, you weren't? Oh man,
Research.
I was born.
I'm gonna fire my researcher.
Yeah. The character of Peter Chao was born in Hong Kong.
All right. Okay. All right. Got it.
All fake.
Okay. But you were born in Vancouver, born and raised.
Nope, wasn't born in Vancouver either. I was born in New Brunswick, actually.
New Brunswick.
Edgerton, New Brunswick. You don't know where that is.
No, it sounds new.
You know, you know where Toronto is?
Yep.
It's further than that.
Further,
Oh, wow.
That's all you need
further
to know.
up
It's
or
East
further
Coast.
side? Oh, okay.
Easter.
Right.
Easter.
Easter.
So
Not
yeah, it's like
not Newfoundland.
Oh, actually, yeah, very good.
Close to Newfoundland?
Around Newfoundland.
Yeah, there
Damn.
you go. He's a
There-
newfie.
There are Asian people there, no?
Yeah.
Actually, no. When I grew up, I was the only Asian kid. There were
Right.
white I went to an all-white school,
Yeah.
so I know everything
Damn.
firsthand about going to an all-white school. Essentially, until junior high, there was like maybe one or two other Asian people, but
Yeah.
I was different, and I didn't feel like I was different until I was told.
Yep.
I was different. So,
Yeah.
it was tough, but at least it made me stronger as a person when
Yep.
as I matured.
Yeah.
Adversity, Asians. That's how we go. We live on spite and adversity.
No, yeah, my mom loves
Yes.
your stuff with your mom. My mom loves watching it because we're Cantonese, right? So we get it. So my mom's like, "Who's this kid? He's hilarious!" Like yeah. But anyway,
At least you have 3 fans now. with,
Yeah, yeah, 3
Arnold's-
fans.
3
Arnold's mom.
fans.
yeah, my mom, Auntie Judith.
How New Brunswick, how close is it to Saskatchewan? Saskatoon.
Far.
Far.
So Saskatchewan is actually closer to where I am now than it is to.
Yeah.
So Toronto is close. Well, not even that close
Yep.
because it's at least a 2-hour flight, which is probably an 8 to 10-hour drive.
Canada is big, man.
Yeah, very big. It's almost like kind of like Canada. Like you don't, I have cousins that live in Australia, for example.
Yep.
And I thought it was just everything was close together. So
Yep.
I had a trip going to Sydney one time,
Mhm.
and my cousins are actually from Brisbane, and I said, "Hey, maybe I'll just drop by." And they were like, "No, you're going to Sydney. We're in Brisbane. That's 10 hours."
Yeah.
I guess I won't be dropping.
Considering we come from Malaysia.
Another flight.
Yeah.
Considering we come from Malaysia, where from the very south to the very north, you could probably drive it in about 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or less.
Okay, well that's
Or
not
less.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty small.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
small.
right?
Yeah, very much so. But yeah, but I guess being in Southeast Asia is great because traveling around Southeast Asia, it's cheap now.
Cheap.
And it's quick. Like you can get to Indonesia, you can get to Bali in like 2 hours.
I like how you use Bali as an example.
It's a holiday destination for the white people,
Everybody
bro.
likes Bali, right?
Dude, all my white people friends love Bali.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
Are they Australians, mate? Oh, they just Aussies love that
Aye,
shit.
Treble.
Yeah.
Going to Bali, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's I don't know. Is it safe there? Is it good?
It's-
Nice. I don't know anything about it.
It's a fun time.
I guess
a
it's
fun
cheap.
time.
It's cheap.
Yeah, it's a cheap holiday,
Yeah, cheap holiday.
especially for you guys from the other
Yeah.
side of the world.
We'd love to have you in Malaysia, though. It would be so fun if you come down. If you come down to Malaysia, we'll show you a really good time.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that you are, number one rivals with Singapore, but I went to,
You did.
I went to Singapore.
We're a
I went to
nicer Singapore.
and so-
Better food, prettier girls.
Okay, let's get into prettier girls. I don't know about that, but okay. Let's get
Arnold's like, let's get into the plan. That's what he wanted to talk about.
Okay, our next segment is called Ada Suka, Tada Suka.
Suka.
Now, this is where we find out what you're messing with, what you're liking and disliking in your life these days.
Yep.
So, of course, we always talk about food in this segment, and
That's all we talk about.
you're in Vancouver, and maybe some of our listeners want to plan a trip to Vancouver soon. So, where are they eating, man? What's Peter Chao recommending?
I go to some of the whitest, most hipstery places that an Asian would ever like to go to.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like to explore different pizzas. I
Okay.
like to explore different burger joints. I like vegan places.
Vegan
I
places.
love that.
You were vegan for like 2 years or something, right?
I was vegan for 2 years now. I'm mostly veggie,
All
not
right.
really because I eat some fish. So I don't really put a label to it. I just eat whatever.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
most of the time when I'm home, I'm meat free. But I like it. I enjoy it because it's a challenge, to make good food. It's also good for the planet, all that climate change stuff, the animals.
Yeah.
It's fun. I like to seek it out because I know that they have to make it good. Because if you make shitty vegan food, it's just shitty food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have the option. So you have to make it good. So I pick out the good ones, I guess, in a way. But yeah, if you're planning a trip to Vancouver, literally all of Main Street. That's all I can say. Just go to each shop and
Street.
just try everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's delicious. And Richmond, because Richmond is, I guess, the unofficial Chinatown, because we have an official Chinatown, but Richmond has all the delicious Chinese food that everybody could ever even dream to go to.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Vancouver has the largest Chinatown in North America.
That's
Yeah,
right.
there we go.
wow.
It's got a lot of like fusion, and it's got a lot of like
Golden Panda.
grayish spots. Yeah,
Golden Panda.
Like Golden Panda, and they have like amazing pho here.
Mm.
Just incredible pho, noodle shops. There's one place that I love that has like Japanese like cute little sandwiches. What is it called? It's called Uncle's Snack Shop.
Right.
It's so delicious.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't want to name any names because I mean obviously I'm not sure how many of your fans.
Yeah.
Just 4 of them, I think.
They'll search it up. They'll search it up. I'm sure. TripAdvisor, that shit.
Yelp.
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 Yeah. Oh, Yelp. Oh,
No, I
Yelp.
love food though. I'm a big food guy. Every weekend I go out and I just seek out new restaurants to go to.
Yeah.
Is food delivery a thing there? Like,
It is, but I don't like it because of the surcharge. There's a delivery surcharge, and then you're actually taking money away from the restaurants.
Yeah.
So because the share is just so poor that they're not able to provide enough back to the restaurant.
Right.
And the majority of restaurants I like to go to aren't franchised, so they are small and local and independent, and I want to support them. I want to actually give them my money, so I actually go and I pick it up.
it's so funny
I'd
because
rather go pick it up and eat it in my car.
Yeah.
That's what I'd rather do.
it's so funny because we had Cheryl Kay on the other week, and she said the exact same thing.
Yeah. So she's based in LA.
Yep.
And she says this
Exact same thing.
She doesn't like taking money from these businesses and stuff like that. So,
Whereas we're here ordering food delivery every day.
yeah, I know. I feel
mean,
like
I don't know. If it's McDonald's, I don't give a fuck. But like if it's like I don't care about taking money away from them. But then you're just a lazy sack of shit. If you're Uber Eating or you're doing DoorDash from McDonald's or A&W, like just get off your ass and go pick it up.
yeah.
I feel attacked now. I had McDonald's yesterday.
But yeah, we I don't know. It's a bit
part
of
of
a culture
culture.
here. It's a bit of a
Yeah.
culture here. I guess people are a lot lazier.
We are a lot lazier.
And plus,
They like McDelivery.
Yeah.
When I was in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
it's funny. When I was in Hong Kong and I was doing not a show, but I would go there, put on the glasses and sign pictures and take photos or what have you. And I was actually stalked back to my hotel by this gentleman who was a big super fan, major super fan. He told me that he was the actor who played Ip Man's son. And I was like, Donnie Yen? And he was like, no, the other one. And I was I was like, then I don't care about you. You know what I mean? You're not Donnie Yen's son. I don't give a fuck. But anyway, he was just really creepy. He was really intoxicated. He followed me back. Don't know why I prefaced it with this, but anyway, later on in the evening, I was able to escape his grasp. He offered me like a ton of Grey Goose. I'm pretty sure he wanted to rape me. I don't know.
fuck.
But anyway, I made it back to my hotel. He didn't know where I went, so he just kind of stumbled off.
Yeah.
Later on in the evening, I got McDelivery. The reason why I got McDelivery is because I didn't want to go out again, just in the event that I would stumble across this fucker.
Yeah. Possibly get
got this
raped.
McDonald's, possibly get raped.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that. But yeah, I got this McDelivery and it didn't come with the toy. And I asked the delivery driver to go back and get me the one with the toy. I wanted the fucking toy.
Wow.
So I that was the most I've ever really juiced out of a delivery driver.
Yeah. Hey, but like you said, man, McDonald's is a huge corporation, so fuck
Who
it.
cares?
Don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. But
Oh,
the ones
God.
I do care about are the people that are struggling through, this
Yep.
horrible pandemic. They are, financially stricken. They're just doing whatever they can to stay afloat. You got to
Yeah.
support these people.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
So that's why I don't fuck with why I haven't fucked with McDonald's. That's another actually good reason to be, veggie or vegan. It
Yep.
just limits you from all the trash that you can eat.
Mhm.
So that's also very nice as well.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we need to talk about movies and stuff, right? So Netflix, streaming services. What are you watching? Are you on like Amazon Prime? Do you have like the whole deal?
HBO
Disney
Go,
Plus.
Hulu.
Yeah, I don't have Hulu, don't have HBO Max. I have Netflix, and I have, what do I have? Netflix, and what's that other one that you just said?
Amazon Prime or
HBO
Amazon
Go.
Prime. I had
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime,
Yeah.
but not because of the movies. I actually just wanted really fast shipping.
okay.
Prime Video was just sort of like
A free thing.
it just came with it. I was like, I didn't
Yeah.
even know.
Right.
And then I was like, wow, this is actually a streaming service. And then it had like the new Borat and
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I was like, wow, that's great. But what am I watching? That's a good question.
Mm.
I'm watching the beautiful documentary Life in Colors with narrator Richard Attenborough.
Oh,
Just-
right.
I
Yeah.
love when white people talk about animals. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It
Life in
feels
Color.
great. Just their deep, robust voice.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like I bet he likes the way that he listens or that
He,
he talks.
yeah.
He probably loves it. Yeah.
Did you watch Planet Earth then with Richard Attenborough?
I got the Blu-rays right behind me.
Nice.
I'm a big Planet Earth guy, Blue Planet, all that stuff. I just watched Mortal Kombat, which was fine. It was good. Let's see. Very interesting. I watched Nomadland, directed by Chloe Zhao.
Yeah.
Which was really good.
Just won an
Very
Oscar.
nice.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out, Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor. Really strong film. Love those types of movies. I'm trying to catch up on stuff.
Yeah.
But then recently, right before that, I wasn't watching a lot of shows because I was trying to watch a ton of movies from the 1950s and 60s.
Right.
I feel like there's a lot to learn about that bygone era.
Mm.
So I'm a big cinema lover. So I just I went back and I watched a ton of old 50s and 60s movies like Touch of Evil,
Yeah.
Citizen Kane, all those
Citizen
old
Kane.
school OG picks.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I haven't been watching a lot of TV shows.
Yep.
Mm.
But I'm sure nothing memorable anyway.
Yep.
Right.
Who's the
right.
director that really tickles your fancy? Who's always like a solid for you? Who has impacted your career and your life?
Wong Kar-wai.
Wong Kar-wai.
Yeah,
In the
Wong
mood for
Kar-wai.
love.
Yeah, and it's crazy how I'm so excited for
Fucking
Shang-Chi
Express.
because Tony Leung is in it. And, Tony Leung is just a master, of the
He's a
craft.
master, and he has a very creamy voice.
Yeah.
Just silky.
Yeah.
Just very like you can tell it's very, the way that he narrated the trailer. I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't know. Because I'm used to hearing his voice speaking Cantonese. I've
Yep.
never really heard him speak English.
Yep.
I don't know whether he had a dialect coach specifically for this role, but he's never had to speak English in his previous roles.
Right.
But he's one of my favorite Hong Kong actors.
Yeah.
Actors, period. Actually, Andy Lau, another one.
Mhm.
Maggie Cheung.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Wong Kar-wai is one of my favorite directors because his movies are unlike anybody else's. Martin Scorsese, obviously.
Yeah.
And I also recently, in terms of the modern era, love Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah.
Incredible
For sure.
filmmaker. Just watch
Snowpiercer.
Mm.
Yeah, Parasite,
The
obviously.
Host,
Yeah.
Okja. I feel like Minari. I watched that.
Yeah.
You should watch if you like Bong
Guys in
Joon-ho,
Trouble.
you should watch Mother. His earlier movie, also very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to watch that.
Right.
And I also watched Bong Joon-ho's Memories of Murder. I believe. Was that him? That was.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was fantastic as well. So yeah, I'm more into movies than I guess I am TV shows. Now that
Yeah,
we're talking
yeah.
about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's some. That's. I think we haven't caught up. I mean, I need to catch up with all the Oscar nominated movies.
Yeah.
But it's like, where do we go? I don't want to be going to the cinema right now
Yeah.
because it's our cases are rising again.
Yeah.
Our COVID cases.
I
so-
think we're in the midst
Oh,
of
they
a
Yeah.
fourth wave. I think.
Yeah.
Is that
So,
right?
yeah.
Wow, I can't believe that we've been doing this as long as we have.
Ugh.
Yeah, but I guess something that I am enjoying outside of food is obviously I don't like the fact that, people are dying out there from this horrible disease. But what I
Yeah.
do like is that it's limited my having to see people.
Mm.
Yes. Oh, I don't. I'm socially just not.
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm not social. I'm very much an introvert. So
Right.
I work from home. I do everything right here in my office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Very
happy like
satisfying
staying
to
at
me.
home.
I've noticed and I've realized how lazy I am as a person. It's
Yep.
fantastic. I love it.
Well, sometimes socializing can get tiring, and trust me, I know.
Mr. Radio host.
Go to
You
work
two
and
probably hate each other.
no,
Totally.
yeah, we only see each other once a week. We
Too much.
limit it to once a week. Yeah, only for a couple of
Yeah.
hours, and then that's
He
it.
doesn't like to hang
Otherwise,
out
it's
with
too
me.
much. I got my Woo Assassins bottle here.
Damn.
Some merch from the movie, from the
Got a
show.
little merch. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move into our last segment right now. I think we are almost at the tail end of this podcast. I
Yep.
think this is a very important topic that we should talk to you about because you're an actor, right? Now, the segment, by the way, is called "You Can't Do It with No Duit," and "duit" in Malay literally means money. All right, so this is where we talk about money and the other sex. Okay, yeah. So Lucas, you want to go ahead and
Okay, so how much money do you make every month after taxes? Don't give me an exact amount. Just give me a ballpark figure. The reason we ask this is not because we are rude. It's because we want to know. There's somebody out there who's thinking, I want to be like Peter Chao when I grow up. How much money, if I work hard, can I be like, and I want to be like Peter Chao, how much money potentially could I make? So please don't give me an exact amount because that would be very
I gotta
rude of
say,
us.
in my experience as an actor, it's always changing.
Yep.
right.
It could be 10,000 a month, and the next month you're down to like 1,000 or 2,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I can't give you like a finite number because each project is different, right? You could do, a commercial like back in the day. There was a commercial that I did for Outback Steakhouse. I'm not sure.
Oh,
if you've seen
yeah.
that.
We have
So
that.
Outback Steakhouse was a big money. It was like $10,000-$15,000, and I was like, oh, I've made it.
Yeah.
And then the next month I got $0.
Yep.
So-
I feel you. I feel
Yeah.
you. Let's
but
say
I
how
have to
about
say it's very different. It fluctuates.
let's say about like
But hold on, if you search Peter Chao net worth on Google, apparently I'm worth 5 million. So definitely don't have that.
I wonder how they
somewhere in
calculate
between
that.
5 million? Wow. Okay. I want to be an actor tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm dropping
man.
everything.
Okay, no. So instead of acting, let's say because kids these days, everyone wants to be a TikTok
Kids these
star.
days, you
Yeah.
sound so fucking old.
We're the same age. We're all the same age. We're in our 30s, all right? So kids these days, they want to be TikTok stars. How much is the potential earning from TikTok?
It's interesting because TikTok doesn't pay. It has like a really shitty creator fund. And
Oh.
from my knowledge, in speaking to creators I'm in Canada, so Canada's not even eligible. So I haven't
really?
made a dime on
Damn.
TikTok. And the majority of people, when they make money, they make it off of branded endorsements, so commercials or sponsorships. But the creator fund, you have to get a lot of views to earn a little bit of money. And I think it's like
Damn.
a few cents per view or something like that.
Mm.
But the majority, it's so insignificant that large creators are actually donating the majority of their creator fund to like a charity.
That's
how
cool.
insignificant it is.
Right.
It is very cool
Yeah.
that they're doing that.
Yeah.
But I certainly don't believe that it's enough to make a living. I don't think. But I think interestingly enough, TikTok, I believe people are doing it for obviously because it's boring, or they've reached the pinnacle of boredom.
Yeah.
So they're doing some type of stuff. But a lot of it, I think, is for clout, for social media attention, likes,
Yep.
Yeah.
adulation. It's more about that. I think that's I think the key value to not money yet.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm doing a campaign with Doritos soon, so that should be a nice money maker. So we'll see what
Nice.
happens.
Yeah.
You know?
Congratulations on
Good
that.
chips. What do you want, right? What do you want me to do? I'm just gonna eat chips.
You're going to be so sick of them by the time the shoot wraps, man.
No,
But-
I mean, I asked for one bag, so
So these days, you still do commercials and stuff.
yeah, I love commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Right.
A lot of money in commercials, just constant flow. Just it's and you don't feel good about doing them.
Right.
I probably shouldn't say that. But you do them for the money. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty well known that
Yep.
you do commercials for
Right.
money.
Yeah.
It's not creatively stimulating.
No.
Fair enough. And do you have to audition to do commercials or
They just
you
cast
do?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The national TV commercials, you do have to audition. But although in the past year, they've wanted they wanted to film commercials with families,
Yeah.
people in their own bubble and
Yeah.
legitimate families, and my mom and dad live not with me, so that's an unlike the traditional racial stereotype. Of usually the full family, multiple generations in one
In one house,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Chinese
Not
families.
currently.
Yeah.
Exactly. Chinese families, just a variety of families. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's a great thing. You go and you audition, and it's definitely more about what you look like physically. So yeah, it's comedic timing. You know, I played a blooming onion once. Like I wore like a big giant onion suit.
Right.
And that was,
Like a mascot, like what a mascot would wear. Yeah.
yeah, I was the mascot for Outback Steakhouse.
Blooming
Right.
onions are delicious, though.
Yeah, it's really
They are
good.
delicious.
Yeah.
Blooming onions are delicious.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
have any idea what it was before getting the part. And it was funny because it was down to me and this white guy.
Yeah.
And we went to the final wardrobe test.
Yep.
And I guess the producers wanted to see who looked better in the suit. And that, I guess, who was going to get the role.
You're the best
And
damn
we
blooming
both-
onion.
The best damn blooming onion, man. And we both, okay, so before you put the onion suit on, you're in a unitard. So you're in a black
Right,
unitard,
yeah.
very tight. So we just both like passed each other, knowing that we were competing with one another to see who was going to become the blooming onion. It's just so uncomfortable. We
Yeah.
would make eye contact, but we were literally not wearing any clothes. Unitard.
Yeah.
And then I got the role, and I never saw him again. So.
He was executed.
Oh God. Okay, so how much of that?
I don't know what you guys do in Malaysia.
How much of the acting money do you spend on clothes and fashion in a month? Would you say? I mean, of course, living in this pandemic, probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've spent them on plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrong podcast.
Do you, okay,
No,
so
but-
talking about plants, do you have those crazy expensive variegated monsteras and exotic plants? Really?
Yes.
So how much is the most amount of money you have spent on a single plant?
Oh, well, then not so much. I think it's the collection of all the plants
All right.
together. It's
Let's
kind of like
speak.
shoes, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's one the fig leaf,
Yeah.
one that's really touchy. Like
Yep.
if you don't provide it enough care, it completely disintegrates.
Yep.
Like that type of plant. That one was nice. It's still going, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to say, I haven't shopped in the past year and a half.
Yep.
Majority of what I spend, I would say I spend it in Hong Kong and Korea when I was
Nice.
there. 'Cause
Yeah.
I liked fashion there.
Mhm.
I don't like, surprisingly, and maybe this is different because both of you are from Malaysia, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't find it exciting to shop where I live.
Right.
I'm just like, I don't want to buy
I
clothes
agree.
that is available to other people.
Mhm,
I want to like, because you're not going to get this here.
Yep.
You know, so that it makes me feel better. Even when I shop for glasses, I don't shop for glasses here because I
Mm.
could spend $800 or whatever I spend on these glasses,
Mhm.
but I'd rather do it in Hong Kong because
Yeah.
it's more
Yep.
exclusive.
That's true.
Hong Kong exclusives.
That's true.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah,
Okay.
I feel better.
All right. So, like, what about like shoes, right? Well, I already asked you how much.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the biggest amount of money you spent on shoes? Let's talk about girls for a second. You're married, Peter.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
So,
am, yeah.
what is the first?
Happily.
Happily married.
Make sure
Yeah.
everybody knows.
What is the first date like with Peter Chao? Where are you taking her? How are
Yeah.
you wining and dining her? I guess.
Well, it's interesting. My wife doesn't like the character, and that I mean, I think she understood it, but I think it wasn't what was appealing. I think she enjoyed the humor of my character,
Mhm.
or the humor of my authentic self more so than
Yep.
the character.
Mm.
And it's weird because it's a different type of humor. Like
Yep.
you have to have my authentic humor to infuse what that is into the Peter
Yep.
Chao character.
Yeah.
But even myself, I find me funnier than the character.
Yep.
It's just the majority of people who follow me
Mhm.
like to see the Peter Chao character.
Yep.
But what's the first date? First, I mean, you know, she's white, so you take her to a white place, you know. So.
A white place, the Olive Garden.
So
Yeah, Olive Garden. Well, actually, at the time, I think Applebee's,
Yep.
Cactus Club. Cactus Club is, by the way, the Vancouver special. It's where
Right.
it's where all the white girls like to go.
Ah.
so when you
yeah,
were courting your wife, what was the
Yes.
first date with your wife? The Davin
I believe
special.
it was Cactus Club. Probably.
Oh, it literally was.
Yeah, it probably was. Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Oh man.
Oh, it's great. We always ask people these questions just to, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting to know,
Just
right?
to grill us and put us on the spot.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
That's why we have our own podcast, man.
So on the first date, what are you wearing? Or, you know, like, are you trying
Very hard,
Yeah.
or-
Or are you, you know, just gonna be
Playing
chill?
it cool.
G-Star Raw Affliction Party. What else do you want from me,
Oh,
man? It
shit.
was 2010. That's what we wore back then.
true.
That's what I wore.
Yeah.
It's true.
And yeah, I haven't had a first date ever since.
Nice.
It just I'm actually more stylish now than I was back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
You would agree.
Hands down,
Wow.
hands down.
Before we let you go, man. By the way,
True
thank you.
religion.
True religion.
Oh God, man, that's some LA like
Yeah, right.
douchey shit, right? Yeah. But before we let you go, dude, I just have like one last question I kind of want to ask you. Like, so
Sure.
I'm sure you watch Master of None on Netflix, and
Great show.
yeah, super
Fantastic.
good. It's coming back, by the way, so
Yep.
it's great.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they announced season 3 just a couple days ago, but it's going to be
Different-
more
different
Lena
name,
Waithe
right? Yeah.
and her new partner. Yeah. I think it's shot in
okay.
London, so I think like Lena Waithe's character moved to London,
yeah.
and she meets this girl, and yeah. So it's
Oh wait, is it Master of None? Wait, I'm thinking of the show as
Aziz Ansari? Yeah.
yeah,
Master of
Aziz
None.
Ansari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Master of None.
Master of
Oh,
None.
okay, it is her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I had the right show.
Right,
Yes.
right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So my question was, you know, in one of the episodes, Aziz Ansari refuses to put on the Indian accent, right, when he goes for auditions and stuff. As an actor, how do you feel about that? I guess as an Asian actor, right?
Yeah. I used to do the Asian accent when I was trying to get in because I was so overprotective of the Peter Chao character. So
Right.
that's why, you know, I auditioned as the character name. I also would do the accent for the majority of my auditions. And then what I did was I used it to surprise them. So I knew when you go for an audition, you want as many takes as possible. You want them to give you shot after shot to do the scene different ways, which is why I have glasses. They want to see you without glasses. So that's an automatic additional take. If you do the first take in a Chinese accent, they'll be like, oh, that's interesting because when you said your name, you said it in the regular accent.
Yeah.
But then when you performed the scene, there was a little bit of a Chinese accent there.
Right.
So it confuses them. And so they tell you to do it again. And when they tell you to do it again, you don't do it with the accent. So you do one without with glasses, and then you do one without with the accent, one without the accent. So you're actually getting 3 takes.
Right.
So you're actually providing a lot of range at these auditions. So I didn't outright refuse to do the Chinese accent, but nobody thankfully has ever told me, hey, can you do that in a Chinese accent?
Right.
I always did it, you know, on my own volition. I played a nerdy scientist in a Nickelodeon show one time.
Yeah.
And I turned up the accent.
Yeah.
Turn it up to 22.
I saw that on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's, okay. Yeah, that's I just thought that.
Not a good movie. I've never seen it.
All right, man. Peter Chao, we are at the end, and we just like to thank you again for coming on to our show, and we really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It was an honor to speak to you two, and I that's the beauty of the podcast. You get to know the other person as we chat, and I feel like we just did that.
Yeah, for sure, man. And yeah, come back on anytime, please. Like,
Yep,
you know,
to the Plant Podcast.
yeah. When we start that,
When we start that,
you're gonna be the first guest.
There you go. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
You know. And by the way, I have to say, I'm actually fronting, you know, a lot on the plant side. That's all my wife's work. Similar to your girlfriend.
Yep.
It's it's
We just
you know,
support. We just support.
Yeah, we support.
We support,
say,
yes.
Oh wow, that's really nice.
Very nice.
What's this one called again? And then I'll just just like I'll be like, oh, pathos, even though I don't know what the fuck it is. Like,
Yeah.
It's a monster, and then I get corrected, but then it makes it appear that you care. So
Yeah.
it's nice.
And it's like, oh, was that a new growth?
Oh God.
Oh yeah. Oh, hold on, I got one. I believe there's a new leaf unfurling.
Yeah.
That's a good one too. When you notice a new leaf, you have to.
You have to say so. You have to say so.
Say something.
Unfurling. So
Unfurling.
That's the word.
Hey, learn.
I know.
Arnold keeps plants, but only when they're dead.
I don't. Yeah, I don't take care of them very well. They always die.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, if you ever go away, Lucas, don't tell Arnold to come and take.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
no, dude. Please plug yourself, Peter, before you leave because since you only have two fans in Malaysia. So.
Well, I think you guys already did a good job. I have a podcast, Peter Chao Show. You can follow me on Instagram at Peter Chao. You can follow me on TikTok at I am Peter Chao, and enjoy all the videos, and I will continue to entertain you for as long as you will watch me. So thanks so much for having me on the pod.
Thanks, brother. It's been an hour. This is the longest press junket I've ever done. It's great, and I don't have to deal with fucking publicists and managers, those assholes. But dude, thanks, man. We'll talk to you soon. All right. There you have it. So please follow us on Instagram. It's at the Fashion Week Podcast.
You can get us on YouTube at the Fashion Week Podcast. You don't really have to search podcast anymore because we're the only Fashion Week that matters.
That's right. And please, for heaven's sake, subscribe. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you enjoyed that conversation earlier with Peter Chao, please subscribe. Tell your friends about it and share. All right.
Yeah, man.
Maybe we should do this thing where people, if you're listening to us, whether it's on Spotify, or if you're watching us on YouTube, maybe take a picture of that, tag us, and we'll repost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we need to get that interaction up.
That's right. Get that word out.
Damn right.
But yeah, again, thank you so much to Peter Chao for spending some time with us. Such a cool guy.
Yeah, man.
So down to earth.
How did you get Peter Chao on this podcast, man?
I don't know actually. So we actually met on Instagram. I mean, I wouldn't say met. I followed him, and I always like his content and stuff. And then one day he followed me.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, Peter Chao followed me. Maybe let's hit him up, ask him if he's down to do the podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now next you need to follow Emily Oberg. And, follow her and spam her DMs,
I already do, my friend. Maybe not spamming her DMs, but yeah.
Get on that.
All right, we'll see you guys next week, all right, for our final episode
Of the season.
That's
Don't
right.
say our final episode. Okay, Choi.
Final episode of the season. Okay, bye.
Bye.
The Fashion Week. The Fashion